This week, we're going back to the movies, but this time it's not going to be looking at resilience stories, but instead looking at the mindset of peak performance, what it looks like to compete at the absolute highest level, what the best in the world actually think and feel and do when everything is on the line. And we're going to start today with a story that should resonate with every one of us who's ever worked hard towards something for a very long time. Now, if you follow golf, you already know the name of Rory McIlroy, and you may already know his story. But I want to walk through it today because from a performance mindset standpoint, it's a very powerful one. Now, Rory's story, I found it on Amazon Prime, but it follows him starting at 21 years old when he was standing on the first tee at Augusta National, and he was leading the Masters going into the final round. But he didn't win. He collapsed, like shot 80 on the final day. It was one of the most public, most painful chokes in Masters history. And he walked off that course carrying something that would stay with him for a very long time. So what happened next is what this episode is all about. So he did go on to become one of the greatest golfers in the world, winning 4 major championships and spending decades at the top of the game. He had a career that most would consider extraordinary. And yet, the Masters, the one that got him at age 21, well, that stayed with him and kept him from winning. Year after year, he went back to Augusta, and year after year, something went wrong. So 17 years of this. And then in 2025, at 41 years old, Rory McIlroy finally won the Masters and completed his career Grand Slam. It was such a hard-fought victory that they just had to make a movie out of it. And do you know what his advice was after finally achieving it after all those years? Just 2 words. Keep believing. Keep believing. Keep showing up, right? Keep doing the work. Trust that the thing you've been working toward is still working, is still worth it, and don't give up. So now I want to connect something important here, and that is that Rory didn't get there on his own belief alone. So towards the end of this pursuit for the Masters, he finally began working with a sports psychologist, the legendary Bob Rotella. In Rory's words, he said, "Sometimes I'm stubborn and sometimes I'm reluctant to reach out for help. And I feel like I can figure it out all on my own. But I needed to get over that." Sound familiar? Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about getting support from mentors, coaches, and positive influences. That was actually driver 8 from that 2025 confidence study we reviewed. So Rory McIlroy, one of the greats of his game, was no exception. He needed that support as well. So here's what we can learn from his story. Whatever we're working toward, whatever goal we've set, and whatever level we're trying to reach, the timeline may not be what we expected. The journey could be longer and harder than we planned, but the answer is not to stop believing or give up. The answer is to keep doing the work, get the right support, and keep showing up. Keep believing. So let's close with our power statement for this week. It is, I do the work, trust the process, and believe in myself. Okay, one more time. I do the work, trust the process, and believe in myself. Then tomorrow, we're going to talk about someone who I think is one of the most important mental mindset stories of our generation. So make sure to come back.